Hi y'all, welcome back Broadway babes. Yes, I am back with another little sit down video. Today I wanted to talk about finances because I'm on this financial journey and I'm really trying to get my life together, okay? And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to y'all about some of the new things that I'm trying to hit my financial goals. I watch a ton of financial videos and it's all things that people have said to do, but like I need to see somebody in the process doing it right now. So that's what y'all are going to do for me. If y'all want to follow, that's great. But really I just need to be held accountable by my friends. And also, why not put it on YouTube and have people be like, hey girl, so wasn't you supposed to, as I'm telling y'all my goals, and if I don't hit them, then y'all can check me real quick, okay? So I'm gonna try not to make this video too long. Again, I am not a financial expert. These are just tips and tricks that I've got from people who it has been successful for and that I've researched and that I've just been figuring out that worked for me. So I have them written down because, you know what I'm saying, I'll be babbling going on and on and on, and then I'll be getting to the point. All right, so the first thing, y'all, that I've done and I'm currently doing is I had to move back with the rents, okay? So I was renting an apartment in New York. I was living in New York for 3 years and some change, and I am currently back and forth. But once the pandemic hit and my lease was up, baby, I came my behind home, okay? And I figured, let me save my coins and live with my parents. So that's what I'm currently doing now. Now I do have a timeline for myself. I know some people say don't make timelines, but I feel like it's a good thing to have a timeline, a goal, but also give yourself grace if you don't hit it. So for me, it's like 6 months to 7 months. I really would like to be in the next destination and have all of the funds and things that I need to have together. So that's the first thing that I am currently doing. The second thing that I'm doing, y'all, that I finally started doing was I finally start tracking where my money was going, okay? Because my money was always going out. So my mama, she got me this book, right? It's real cute. It's a home finance and bill organizer, and it has like, you can kind of basically write down your expenses. And let me show y'all a page that I don't got. Okay. So yeah, you can write down like your expenses and different things. I do have some filled out, but I ain't want to give all y'all that information. So you write down your expenses. You can check off if you've done things. You can write down the due date. So I do that with like my automatic bills and other things that I, do. Then at the end, so it has debt trackers. And then it has a ultimate goal that you can hit, So it's real cute. But what I started doing was saving my receipts so I could kind of see like where my money was going. And y'all, I spent a lot of money on food and out to eat and doing all of that jazz. So this was the first time I really got to see, because I could see it, when you go into your account and stuff and see everything, but I ain't doing that all the time. And I didn't feel like writing it down. But I decided to do it. And I was like, yo, I'm spending a lot of money on this, a lot of money on that. And then from there, I was actually able to create a budget for myself, which I always see people say, and we having their spreadsheets and all that stuff. And I tried the spreadsheets, I tried all that stuff, but it just wasn't working for me. But surprisingly, I've been really faithful to this book for a month and a half. So yes, only a month and a half, y'all. Okay. All right, so the third thing that I did, right? So recently, y'all, if y'all haven't seen some of my other vlogs, I recently got booked in my first professional play called Paradise Blue. And obviously we got paid, we were housed, they flew us out, everything like that, right? I was still able to keep my 9-to-5 job, which is primarily remote. So I was out there working my 9-to-5 job, but I also was getting paid from the theater. So what I did was I put most of the checks from the theater straight into my savings. I probably used about 2 of them in total, but we were there for 7 weeks and we got paid all 7 of those weeks. So I put 5 of those checks, which ranged about $300 to $400, straight into my savings. And what that did was that just helped me start saving and start saving up like that money that, that I already had. And so now that we're into savings, I'm gonna tell y'all about the savings. So I have 3 savings accounts, y'all, okay? I have a apartment savings, I have a travel savings, and I have a emergency fund savings. Now, my apartment savings is with a different bank, completely different than my primary bank. And then my other 2 savings accounts are with a different bank other than my primary bank, but they're the same bank, which is Capital One, the 360 savings performance savings, because it just had a good interest rate that I liked, and a lot of people were saying that was one of the best ones. So the reason I have the certain three that I have is, we all know that I'm saving for an apartment. I mentioned that in the beginning. I'm trying to get out of my parents' house, and I'm trying to actually move with significant funds, not like I did in New York, right? But also I travel a lot, and y'all, let me tell y'all, when I first moved in with my parents, with the what's the Jones that we had from the government, the stimulus checks, I had saved my stimulus checks, all that stuff. I had saved some money. I spent it all on traveling and some couple of emergencies that happened. So I was like, you know what I need to do? I need to create a sinking fund for traveling, just for whenever. I have now I do have a trip that's coming up with a friend, but she just told me about it, but I'm just saving. And so I have $36 out of each check that just automatically goes into there, something small that I started off doing. Then I have my apartment savings, and I have 15% of my check that I make, each check from my 9-to-5 job, it goes straight into the apartment savings. And so sometimes that fluctuates because I have different things that comes out each time, but so that goes in there. And then I have the emergency fund, which I'm currently toying with now, of whether to do $50 from each check or $100 from each check. I'm trying to figure out which one works best for me to have at least some significance and all that stuff. Okay, so the next thing that I decided to do was I created a budget for myself. So I gave myself $200, which I ain't gonna lie, this month I definitely did go over that budget. So I'm still trying to work around it, y'all. These are things that I'm just trying. But what I did was I got myself a Cash App card, and I actually got this tip from someone else, so I'll try to link her down below, put her name. But I put my $200 on a Cash App card, and then I gave my card to my mom, my debit card. And so my debit card just sits, and it has things that come out, like it has my loan payments, it has bills, travel stuff, it has my tithings, all the different things like that comes out. But that Cash App card, I can just take that around and do whatever I need to do. Now the danger with that though is, if you have Cash App on your phone, or you most likely do, then you can easily just transfer money. I try my best not to do that, so I'm really trying to stick within my budget, to help myself out. And so to do that, to help me out, this is another thing that I'm implementing, is me and my best friend, we are starting little not savings, but budget competitions in a sense of a way, which will probably be featured on this channel as well. We are just kind of having competition of, can we stick to our budget? And if you don't, then you got to do something that you probably don't want to do. And so, yeah. So while you're saving, while trying to save, implementing little fun ways to have accountability is just a great way. So right now my budget is $200. It can fluctuate. I make sure that all of the major important things, like I don't play myself. Don't play yourself. Like I make sure that $200 is just for food, spending, all of those different things like that. And anything else that need to come out of my account, I make sure to actually add that in and not put it into the 200, because I'm gonna play myself. So the next thing that I already kind of started doing, is doing my own nails and toes, y'all. I know everybody always say that, and I love getting my nails and toes done, but right now I really want to save as much as I can. So I am starting to do my own nails. I got a lot of press-on nails. I got some from my sister. She wasn't using them press-on nails, so I didn't have to buy any already. So that I have three or four things of press-on nails from my sister that I didn't even have to buy. And then I am probably gonna go get some of the nail stuff, and we'll see that together, and as well as do my toes as well, just for right now. I pray that it doesn't stick for more than 6 months or a year. I really want to get my nails and toes done and have that luxury, but for right now I just can't. So that's another thing that I'm going to be doing. The next thing that I did, y'all, I got rid of all my subscriptions except one. And the reason I didn't get rid of that one is because, number one, I need one. So I kept Hulu, which is pretty cheap. I think Hulu is like $4.99, $5.99, $6.99, one of those three. And then also I am dealing with credit, with building my credit right now. And so what I'm going to do, what I was advised by my credit advisor, was to get a small amount of something right now, just as you're building your credit, and just have it automatically come out of that credit card, and then you can pay that back. So what I'm going to do is just have my Hulu payment come out of my credit card and easily pay that back every time, during the month, and just let that sit. Maybe I'll put another one. But as for all of the other things, like I had a lot. Y'all had Disney Plus, I had Amazon Prime, I got rid of Apple Music, like I got rid of all of those things. Now my Netflix account, I do have my best friend's Netflix account, so I will encourage you, like, just get a friend's account. Like if they're using it, have them have the, get their credentials and all that stuff and just log it in there. So yeah, I am doing that. And then the next thing that I'm doing is I am eating my mama's food, y'all. Like I'm still gonna go food shopping because I'm trying to, live right and eat healthy, but I've been putting my parents on that journey, and I figured if I just shop for lunch food, like for lunches I have my salads or a salmon salad, or I have, something light like that I provide. Then what my mom cooks for dinner, I can eat that, maybe put my own little vegetable on the side. Like I'm just gonna eat primarily what my mom cooked, so that will put down the price of my spending money, and then I could go ahead and, save that money right in there. So right now I'm figuring out, we about to have income tax come in and all of that stuff. I'm currently trying to figure out if I'm going to just throw the income tax price at my loans, or if I am just going to put it in my savings. I've been paying it off since I left college, like literally. And I truly believe that once I get a big part, or when I come into some more funds, that I'm gonna be able to pay that stuff down. But I do want to start throwing a little bit of money at it now, and maybe later we'll get into why I'm not choosing to do that first before the savings, but I have my reasons. So for my loans, y'all, I want to clear it up. I pay loans every month since school, and my loan payments are $580 every month. So that is a lot that I'm already throwing at it, already paying down. But I do truly believe that my big break TV wise, theater wise, and financial wise is coming, honey, and I'm gonna be able to throw like 10 stacks at that joint, be able to pay the whole thing off or something like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, but right now currently I am paying about $580 in my loans each month. So if I didn't have to pay that, I could be saving so much more, but that's all right. I'm trying to get them loans down. So yeah, so that's another thing though, the tax money, I'm either gonna throw it at my savings or either throw it at my loan. So I don't know yet, but that's something I plan to do. I'm on a spending freeze is what I'm doing right now as well. So y'all, I ain't shopping. I want to so bad. Right now, I'm just deciding to be creative with my outfits, put together what I can, honey. And I'm just really not getting anything new as of now. I'll wait until there's a need for it. I'm trying not to go crazy because I love to spend, and primarily when I've been living with my parents, I could have saved so much more money, y'all, but I was spending. So yes, I'm on a spending freeze right now. And then the last thing that I'll end it up with is I am trying to look for a little part-time remote job. Now I do have a business called Beauties, but right now we're in a stage of figuring out what we want to do, rebranding and doing different things like that, and we do have some funds from that, but we're discussing whether to keep those funds there for when we do rebrand, or to kind of break ourselves off some of it and then do the rest. So right now I'm not really counting that, but I do want to get a little part-time job that I can work on the weekends, at night, to just have some extra income coming in. My goal, my goal in total, right? This is like a big extra goal. So I might not even reach this goal or wait till I get this goal for moving out. Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna spit. But I would love to save $19,000 to $20,000 before actually moving to the place that I want to stay. However, the smaller goal would probably is $10,000 to $12,000, because where I would love to move is to Atlanta, y'all, and because I think it's Black Hollywood and it just has a lot to offer for me, and I would love to go there with at least 6 months of rent saved up, and depending on what I'm trying to pay, that's going to be at least $8,000. I already have almost half of that saved up, and so I'm just trying to continue on to that. So yeah, like that's the goal, y'all. I'm gonna say $19,000, $20,000, but short-term goal if I decide not to save that much to move out, it would be 12,000, and I add the 12 in there would be because I want to have 6 months of rent saved up. Then I also want to be able to furnish my apartment, and I'll also still be having like a remote job and some income coming in, so different things like that. But y'all, so this is all the things that I am planning to do, and what I'm going to do is try to give updates each month about how much that I have saved and what I have. I'm thinking of starting a cash binder that I've been seeing, like with sinking funds, and so I think I'm going to start that, but I'm not going to do it for big things that I see people doing it with. I think I'm going to do it for like Christmas funds, do it for maybe like furniture. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but if I do, I will take you guys along. But thank y'all so much for listening to this video. I hope it wasn't too long. I'm gonna try not to make it too long, and I wasn't talking fast. But yeah, we are on this savings journey. I'm trying to get it done. I'm trying to be responsible with my funds. I'm 27 and I'm in my parents' house, and I'm just trying to do the best that I can. And I just want to give a word of advice. I've had some conversations with my friends, and a lot of us, we're doing good things. Like, we are working hard. I'm auditioning. I just got booked in a show. My sister has her businesses. You know, my one friend, she has her business, and we're all doing things. Some of us are living with our parents, and I think sometimes at the age of 27 or 26 or however you feel, you could feel like, man, I'm a failure because I'm living with my parents. I think it's actually wise to live with your parents at this present moment. Save as much as you can before taking those big steps, because then you'll be like me, who had to come back to her parents' house. And though I don't regret anything that I did, but I do wish that I would have saved a significant amount before moving to New York, and that would have probably canceled out a lot of the struggling that happened there. And one day I'll get into that full story. But yeah, so I think it's wise right now in the position and what we're choosing to do, and just saving money and being responsible. So thank y'all so much for watching my natural babes. I think that's what I'm gonna call y'all. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep the name Naturally Broadway. The hoodie that I'm rocking is the Righteous Hustle. I will link them down below. They are my sister's brand, and they are a dope brand. So I'm gonna link down their Instagram page, how you can purchase, and all of those things. And yes, thank y'all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, please. Share it with your friends and all that. And take a look at the other vlogs and different things. So thank y'all. Bye.
Can't wait another day. Hear me when I say